This is Pluto, a world we erased but never truly understood.
In 2006, we erased it. We took Pluto, a world that had been called a planet for over 70 years, and we reduced it to something smaller. A dwarf. A frozen object. A distant remnant. A forgotten piece of the solar system, drifting in silence. For decades, we believed we understood it. A cold rock. Dead. Inactive. Irrelevant. And then, we finally went there. After nearly a decade of travel through deep space, a small spacecraft carried our eyes into the farthest edges of the solar system. What it found changed everything. Because Pluto wasn't dead. It wasn't simple. And it was nothing like we expected. Instead of silence, there was movement. Instead of emptiness, there was complexity. And hidden beneath its frozen surface was something deeply unsettling. Pluto is not just a distant world. It is a place where physics behaves differently, where familiar things become alien, where even ice becomes something dangerous. This is not a forgotten object. This is a frozen kingdom, and it is far more terrifying than we ever imagined. Reaching Pluto is not just distance, it is isolation. As you travel farther from Earth, the sun begins to shrink. Slowly, it loses its power. Its warmth fades, its brightness weakens, until it becomes just another point of light in the sky. By the time you arrive at Pluto, daylight no longer feels like day. Even at noon, the sky remains black. There is no blue, no warmth, no comfort, only a dim glow suspended in endless darkness. This is a permanent twilight, a world where light exists but never dominates. And in that darkness, something unexpected appears. When the first images arrived, we saw it immediately. A giant heart, bright, symmetrical, beautiful. A symbol. At least, that's what it looked like. But this is Pluto. Nothing here is what it seems. That heart is not a message. It is a scar. A vast region known as Sputnik Planitia, a massive basin carved by ancient impact and filled with something far more disturbing. A frozen ocean. But not made of water. This ocean is composed of nitrogen, methane, and carbon monoxide frozen into solid form. And yet, it is not still. Beneath the surface, something is moving. Slowly, continuously, the glacier churns. It shifts like a thick, freezing liquid, driven by faint internal heat rising from Pluto's core. This means one thing. Pluto is still active, and anything that falls into this region does not remain. It disappears, swallowed, slowly pulled beneath the surface, erased. This is not a calm landscape. It is a silent predator. At the edges of this frozen sea, something even more surreal emerges. Mountains. Massive structures rising into the black sky. But these are not made of rock. On Pluto, rock is irrelevant. The temperature drops so low that water itself becomes stronger than steel. These mountains are made of solid water ice. Sharp, rigid, towering. And yet, they do not stay fixed. They move. Because the nitrogen glacier beneath them is denser, these mountains float. Entire ranges drifting slowly across the surface, like icebergs. But instead of water, they float on frozen gas. Imagine standing there, watching an entire mountain range move toward you in complete silence. And then there is the sky, not blue, not clear, but filled with something falling. A strange form of snow, dark, red. When ultraviolet light from the distant sun interacts with methane, it triggers a transformation. Complex organic compounds are formed. They fall slowly, covering the surface in a layer of red dust. A frozen world painted in blood-colored snow. Beautiful, but deeply unsettling. For years, we believed Pluto was solid, frozen all the way through, but something didn't make sense. The massive glacier at its heart should have destabilized the planet. It should have shifted, it should have rolled, but it didn't. There was only one explanation. Something beneath the surface was balancing it, something heavy. Scientists now believe that Pluto may hide a subsurface ocean, liquid water, buried beneath layers of ice, protected by pressure and faint internal heat. In the coldest edge of the solar system, there may be a dark ocean hidden from everything. And where there is liquid water, there is always a question. Could something exist there? We don't know, but the possibility changes everything. As the spacecraft moved away, it turned back one last time, and what it saw was unexpected. A thin atmosphere, faint but real, glowing blue around the edge of Pluto, a soft halo surrounding darkness. Even here, in the farthest reaches of the solar system, Pluto holds on to something rare, a sky, a fragile envelope barely clinging to existence. Pluto is not alone. It is locked in a gravitational dance with its largest moon, Charon. But this is no ordinary moon. It is so large that Pluto and Charon orbit each other equally around an invisible point in space, a binary system. They are locked together forever. If you stand on one side of Pluto, Charon never moves. It hangs in the sky, watching, always there, always still. And on the opposite side, you will never see it at all. Surrounding this pair are smaller moons, irregular, unstable, spinning unpredictably through space. Fragments of an ancient collision, remnants of something that once broke apart. Together, they form a chaotic system, a frozen kingdom guarded by debris and darkness. We removed its title. We called it small, insignificant. But Pluto does not need validation. It remains a world of extremes, red snow, floating mountains, hidden oceans, a beating frozen heart. It is still there, far beyond our reach, silent, cold, enduring. Long after Earth is gone, Pluto will continue its journey, unchanged, unnoticed. A reminder that even the smallest worlds can hold the greatest mysteries.